Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. Miss Fierce here from the Fierce Trade House. This is my weekly Sunday analysis. I'm doing it a bit earlier than I usually do. Hopefully that will help you guys to also look at the charts a bit earlier and just plan your own trading for the week. And guys, we're in a brand new month, so happy April. Happy April month. I kind of feel like the year has really flown by. Just the other day it was January. Now it's April, and by this coming weekend, it's going to be almost the mid-month. I mean, Easter is going to be the next following weekend. I mean, this year is really flying, guys, and I really hope that the videos that I've been putting out on my channel are helpful. I do have my course ongoing. I have a 12 weeks Forex course, or I like to call it a coaching program, because it's not really like I'm going to teach you guys brand new concepts, but it's really for people who have been trading and they're struggling, or they're just not making the kind of progress they want to make in their trading. So I'm just going to help you guys unlock that. So if you want to scale up your trading, please sign up for my Fierce Forex coaching program. It's a 12 weeks course. Details, there'll be details. I'll just put a link in the description button. But anyway, that aside, we are doing the weekly analysis, and today I want to start with Euro USD. So we're looking at the weekly time frame. And yeah, if this is your first time on my YouTube channel, please like, subscribe, share. Thank you for tuning in. So Euro USD is technically, most of the month of Feb, we've been bearish, okay? And then we began to push up in March last month. And I think the reason why we're also pushing up is because we left a bit of imbalances upside. But I feel like there's potential for us to, possibly this week, just by virtue of the fact, the way this candle for the weekly last week closed, it was NFP week though. So we kind of closed bearish. We took out the past 3-week highs, which I guess is significant. So I wouldn't be surprised if I saw price just moving lower. Okay, so guys, just hold on a apologies if you guys hear any background activity, please bear with me. I'm not alone where I am, so yeah. Anyway, so I'm kind of thinking we may see, more pressure downwards. If I see the daily, I know we may push lower and then continue up, because if I look at the last week, basically couple of days last week we were bullish, right? We kind of took out these highs, as you saw in the weekly, and then we retraced. So what we've been doing is we're retracing back kind of to this demand level. Possibly we may have some liquidity levels to still deal with. So possibly you'll see us retracing back to the possibly, like this is possible, okay, to the 1.09029 level, which is about, I think, 100 pips away, or 43 pips away, thereabouts. So possibly take out that and then continue up. So I feel like long term we are bullish long term. And only because the last, couple of days of last week, we kind of, it was NFP week, yes, but we kind of pushed up and took out some significant highs, intermediary highs here. And yes, we retraced back on Friday, but I'm just like, okay, we may drop, but, I'll be actually looking to see potential reversal around this level. Yeah, but that's, there's a lot of liquidity upside, the imbalances and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Let me see the 4-hour. So on the 4-hour, you can see it a bit better. You can see that aggressive push up. So I think it was on Thursday. Was it on Thursday or Wednesday? And then we saw the retracement. back to this structural level where we broke out. So, we are at a 4-hour demand level, or we are approaching that level. Whether we break down, I would still want to see, I feel like there's liquidity down here. I still want to see Euro USD break down. If not, we may maybe push up and then break down. Okay, so that's the option. Either we'll just continue pushing lower, okay, and then bounce off this zone and push up, or bounce off around here and continue to push up, or we'll push up to about 1.0804 and then drop, and then now continue on the bullish move, because I'm bullish. I'm bullish long term, bearish short term. So that's Euro USD. I want to look at Eurocad, just another Euro pair. Let's see how that is looking. And Eurocard is giving me the same kind of vibes. We do have imbalances. This is on the 4-hour. We are looking even more bullish on Eurocard, okay, than maybe Euro USD. And I think I'd marked this out possibly, and price pushed below it and then pushed up again. So I feel, yeah, we are bullish. Let me see the daily. We tested demand level. Yeah, after this liquidity grab here, pushed up, we tested demand level. Haven't really quite, on the daily, we haven't really quite moved, taken out significant highs. So we possibly may find that we might just, consolidate, take care of, accumulate here for a bit. This retracement was not very, this retracement or pullback was not so convincing. So kind of still in bear territory. I would only be looking like really bullish if we are able to take out the high of 1.40750. Then I'll be like, okay, we are now bullish. So I'm kind of 50-50 on this pair. Let me see the weekly. So on the weekly, we took out this low here for a second time, for a second week. I think we attempted to do that the previous week, and then last week, because of NFP, that move happened. Yeah, I'm bullish. I feel like there's some areas here that I think I'd already marked out some weeks ago, haven't yet been retested. I'm still like, we could accumulate at this zone and then, maybe begin to say, but right now we are still in bear territory as well. In as much as I want us to buy, we are still in bear territory. If I look at it on a larger scale, and there's this zone here at 1.30188 or 1.30232 level, which is about 700 pips away. Now this is on the weekly, so we are looking bearish. We closed bearish, and we may continue with the bearish formation. But I'll be looking, if we do take out, we may retrace to 1.41242. If not, we'll definitely be targeting the lows here. So for Eurocard, I think I'll just have to wait until market open. Guys, we've been in this range, and if we look at it, it's looking bearish, because if I just take my, just this to just highlight this zone, you can see we've technically, been forming lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower lows, lower lows, and we've taken out liquidity here. We may push up, but I feel like we'll target the lows of 2015. Or 2015, there's potential, although we're in a very strong structural level as well, because we haven't quite gone below this level since 2017. But the fact that we actually closed bearish in March signifies that possibly we've taken out this low and we are definitely headed down. Okay, so I think the Euro pairs generally are looking bearish, okay, more bearish in the shorter term than they are looking bullish. Okay, so let me look at GBP USD. I don't want to spend too much time on that. So GU, basically this was like a swing position I had looked at in May of this, June of last year. This has taken a while, a long while to, like, this is like 1,114 pips since June of last year. So literally we're almost a year, okay, of activity. And but if I look at it on the weekly now, we did push up. We closed bearish as well, and so we have these levels that I had marked out, and potentially potential zones that can be revealed. But when I look at this again, I mean, I see like there's a bit of a rejection, and we may see GU push up. So I'm kind of bullish on the short term for GU, but long term we still have these lows to target. Hopefully, yeah, but short term, let me see the daily. Let me look at the daily. So on the daily, pushed up, retested, and it just kind of like, in a very sideways kind of space, looking bullish in my opinion. Yes, we did retest, but I still kind of feel like, okay, we could there's a lot of pending liquidity and imbalances upside. So I'm just like, I'm really hoping that we can, take out this high, push up, and then maybe target the lows. So that's for GU. GBP, JPY, I don't know if it's looking the same. Now, GJ, on the other hand, took out liquidity and then, dropped. So there is potential to open bearish and then continue up, but we're definitely bullish on GJ. I think GJ is giving more bullish vibes than, GU. It's giving me more stronger bullish vibes than GU, just because of just the way we moved up here. So there's potential for us to retrace. And I think I said the same thing last week, that we're going to retrace, and we did close the week bearish. And I feel like there's still potential to retest the 158 level. It's about 300 pips away before we see the continuation to the upside. So that's GJ. Let me look at AUD USD. You haven't looked at it in a while, so let's see. AU also looking bullish on the weekly. Yeah, I think there's loads of liquidity and imbalances upside. So I'm just like, can we continue to push up? We may see the retracement, and you guys can see this has been my markup for a while, and we actually took out this level. We are at a supply zone, an intermediary supply zone, so we may just reject off, and I guess that's why we closed bearish last week. So we may push lower, but I'm still bullish on AU longer term. Why? Because there's loads of liquidity upside, the imbalances, and so on. Okay, so now let me go to gold. Yeah, one of my favorite pairs to trade. So you can see we were in some nice accumulation happening here on the weekly, and then we broke out, and we've just formed more liquidity upside that needs to be tested or taken out. I'm kind of bullish on gold on the weekly. I don't know how it's looking. We took out the highs, then we retested, and now there's a bit of accumulation. And yeah, so we pushed up, retested. There is pending liquidity upside for gold. I still think that we're going to retest. We're going to see highs of gold on 2070. Yeah, took out liquidity. Yeah, so I'm definitely still bullish on gold. Let's look at US 30, an index. Last week we closed bearish relatively. Yeah, we did close bearish. There was this rejection, kind of, made an aggressive move the previous 2 weeks to the upside. And then last week, NFP week, we kind of, tapered that move up a bit, and, there was a bit of rejection upside. So we've really taken care of downside liquidity, and I just feel like we're still bullish as well. Whether we start climbing immediately, there's potential to retrace back down to the 33,739 level or the 34,000 level, thereabouts, and then we continue up. But we're kind of looking bullish, because I think when this formation happened here, this candle here on the weekly took out liquidity, and then we formed these higher lows, and then we kind of pushed up and took out structure, intermediary structure. And then, yes, we did close bearish, but I feel like, even if we taper out lower, we will then resume. But let me look at the day. Yeah, so there's liquidity downside. There's potential to retest 34,000, like I said, level, which is about 800 pips away. There's potential to do that. Okay, but we are definitely looking bullish still. Okay, so I'm not yet looking at major sells yet. But there's definitely loads of liquidity and imbalance at downside. So chances are, before we continue in the bullish trend, we will reverse. Okay, yeah. Let me look at NAS, and I think I'll break down NAS in a separate video a bit more. So yeah, so I think NAS just moved like accordingly, basically how I thought it would move. We got to the 14,805. We even took it out. This was the marking I did for last week, and we got there, took it out. Demand zone, bit of a rejection. We may continue upside, but I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of continued lower. Okay. Let me see the weekly. Yeah, we still have imbalances upside, but just based on how the week closed, we took out previous weeks several highs, so potential to retrace and then push up. We have major imbalances downside. So I would really like to see NAS at least get to the 14,200 level, 14,195. I'd really love for that to happen. Okay, so I'm bearish on NAS. So, but then I'll break down last week. I had a setup last week on Friday. I think I'll break that down in a separate video so that you guys can see my thought process on why I had my setup the way it was on Friday and how it played out. So that being said, guys, I want to keep this short. Thank you for tuning in as always. Hopefully this video has added value or will add value to your own analysis this week. And I just want to wish you guys a fantastic trading week ahead. Bye-bye.